What's up, friends? How y'all doing today? Today I want to talk about the different testings that they have for these modern vehicles. Specifically, why is it I'm just not hearing about timing chain wear tests? Let's get into it. So, how's everybody doing today? Ooh. Timing chain wear. From my understanding, timing chains have been used since the 90s. This is 2024. The 90s. That was the last century. 1990. That's a long time, no matter how you spin it. So, my issue is, as I'm looking into these new style engines, the turbo engines, direct injection engines, I'm trying to do my research, and I hear about all these tests. You know, the LSAC 5, LSAC 6. I'm learning about the different stages of oil processes. You know, they got group 1s, group 2s, and 3s, and then you get into your PAOs. I'm learning about all that. And then this one particular test, a sequence 3, what was it? A sequence 3H. And I'm like, what the heck is that? He not going to explain what that is? I'm like, okay, let me go back and rewind and watch that clip again. So I do so. I'm like, man, I want to know more about it. I end that video, look it up online. Like, okay, something to do with the timing chain. So then I go to another video, 2 actually, and they explained it a little more in depth. So this sequence 3H is a video, is not a video, is a test designed to excuse me, is a test designed for the chain wear, timing chain specifically. But the thing is, if you're going to change the viscosity of the oil, add or subtract the elements, the additives that go in the oil, then you might want to, I don't know, you might want to check that the chain wear. I mean, the engine is supposed to heat up. That's when you turn that engine on, it starts moving. You got parts that move inside the engine, and they're going to heat up. The oil has to keep those parts moving and keep them from slamming into each other and causing friction. Okay, on top of all that, you decide, you know, we need more fuel efficiency. We need to protect the catalytic converter. Let's redesign the water pump. Let it run off a belt. Then after a few years, you say, nah, that's not good enough. Let's go further. Let's just route everything around this big old chain and use that same chain for the timing. So you got all these parts, all these spinning, moving parts, that are putting, I think, they're putting more pressure on the timing chain. Timing chain's been around since 1990s. So this sequence 3H test hasn't been out that long. I would say they didn't really explain that. So I'm thinking maybe past 5 or 10 years. Even if it was 20 years. From 2000 to 2020. Come on now. Really? You mean to tell me, after 5 years of using timing chains, these intellectual people didn't think, oh, well, we're changing everything around. We should check to see how the timing chain endures through all this extra work it has to do. No, never heard of it. Never heard of it. Couldn't even find an old video about it. Like, what? It makes no sense. Every vehicle has a timing chain. For instance, this vehicle, I'm pretty sure, has a timing chain. It still sounds raggedy. I don't know why. It's only 6 years old, but I'm working on it. I'm working on it. As a matter of fact, I do a lot of short driving, so I'm going to take the vehicle out, stretch its legs, and then go on with my day. So I tried to warm it up a little bit earlier because it, for some reason, we gotta turn that off. Sorry about that. For some reason, it idles up high. It stays there for about 5 or 10 seconds, and then it slowly comes back down. The idle comes down. So I don't. Some people say that it'll do that on its own because it's got to get the oil pumping through the system, so it idles up high to shoot the oil through real quick. Then once it completely coats the inside of the engine, then the idle come down. It could be true, or it could be the fact that the spark plugs look like crap. Don't know, but let's go. So what I've decided to do is get up early in the morning and go for a drive. Nice long drive. Not only do I go for a long drive, what makes it so long is that I go in the opposite direction from where I need to go. So, that being said, the oil warms up, goes through all the valves and ports and all that good stuff. And two, you got to remember, we're talking about a turbocharged engine. Why this little bitty engine has a turbocharger, I understand the concept, but then I don't understand. It's small as this is a very small 4-cylinder engine based on the 1.4 Ecotec that Chevy already had. The Malibu. I had a Malibu. Same engine. That engine was bigger. The pistons were bigger. I've already took a scope down there and I've seen the pistons. This is a smaller version of that same 1.4. Why they felt the need to make it even smaller and then slap a damn turbocharger, I don't understand. Most people don't even know how a turbocharger is supposed to work. These dealers, they come in, oh, well, it's got great fuel economy. Okay, based on what? Most people won't even question it. They say it's good on gas. They go, okay, well, I guess y'all car people know what you're saying, you know what you're doing, and somebody had to build it, and they went to school and learned all kinds of sciencey stuff. Like, really? So, spark plugs haven't been changed. I did change the oil, and I'll go into more details about that in a later video. But this timing chain thing, why do they wait for to develop a test for one of the most important parts of the whole combustible engine process? Like, you worried about the catalytic converter, you worried about fuel economy, but if that timing chain wears out, it's gonna jump timing. If you don't have a secure timing chain, what the hell, man? Like, I'm not understanding that part. That should have been one of the first new tests they came out with. Like I said, I feel like they should have done that like 5 or 6 years after they start using timing chains. Especially seeing how they want to reroute everything to coincide with the timing. You putting more wear on the timing. So what gives, man? Why would you wait till 10, 15 years later, if that, to decide, oh, you know what, we need to create a test to check the timing chain wear to make sure that it don't jump timing. If it jumps timing, then that's gonna mess everything up. No duh. Y'all finally figured that out? Wow. Okay. Oh, well, in the meantime, y'all can use a lighter oil, and that a lighter oil will allow you to start your car up easier. True. Very true. But depending on what climate you in, you either gonna have to get a thicker oil or a lighter oil. And like I said, I'll go more in detail with that in another video. But yeah, man, the timing chain, ooh, they got this timing chain doing a lot of stuff. And then you add a turbocharger. You add a turbocharger to the mix. And there's different size turbochargers, but on this particular setup, this turbocharger uses the same oil that the engine uses for lubrication and to help cool it off. So, is it producing more heat? And if so, if it's producing more heat, then is 530 the really wise thing to do? Or is that just a ploy to get us to use a lighter oil for fuel efficiency? They can't even keep the price of gas down, and you talking about fuel efficiency? Oh, wow. Anyway, I'm going to continue this drive. Traffic is flowing pretty nice today. It's supposed to be in the 60s somewhere. I'll probably be at work by then. But, yeah. Thanks for taking this quick ride with me. And I will see you later.